myself. Oh no, give me that cell. Oh, I gotta go like Cobain. 8 years to the grave, gone insane. My blood got propane. How you gon' go and throw my name with shame? Already cross-faded, making it to the disco. I hate it, and you know how this goes. You framed it, picture painted in my room. This that real life shit, none of Zoom, got the scene in it.
Make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
What up, y'all? Drinking up some apple juice. Not apple juice. What's it called? Applesauce. Anyways, what's up, y'all? It's your most Desmos. JerCrispy, welcome back to another video. Alice Blank? Last time we watched about Alice Blank. What was it about last time about Alice Blank? Wait, what was the last video about Alice Blank? It was about something that had me just confused. But today we hit Over the Hill and Far Away teaser. This is a teaser. And I got the actual video, so we're going to do the 2-in-1. So let's go ahead and see.
It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember. Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out? Now, there have been many different works of fiction that explore all of these different possibilities. But what if I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet? And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show.
I know. I know they're not about to do something with the Teletubbies. All right, bro. Let me see this.
Teletubbies dare
Let's let them cook. Let's let them
ask
cook.
a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate.
Ain't no way this dude about to make something about Teletubbies, man. Holla, Alex, bro. What you about to do with Teletubbies?
For humanity.
What if the sun was a baby?
Oh, he butching that. Oh. All right. Let's see. We got that full official video. So let's see what's going on with this, man. Hold up. Low key. See this thing. Just see what's going on with that, bro. Oh, God. Oh, God.
How will the world
The temperature of the sun.
It's a question that's haunted humanity for as long as we can remember. Will it be from nuclear war, or AI taking over, or some kind of disease wiping us out? Now, there have been many different works of fiction that explore all of these different possibilities. But what if I told you there is one piece of media out there that shows us a possibility that nobody has considered yet? And that's because it was hidden inside of a children's educational TV show. Teletubbies dares to ask a question that shows us the darkest, most horrifying fate for humanity.
Yeah, I know it's low-key kind of crazy. I was low-key a little bit terrified of Teletubbies when I was little, but when I got used to seeing their faces, like, it was not scary to me no more.
What if the sun was a baby?
It was like a week and a half straight. I was scared of Teletubbies. Like, every time it come on, I used to not watch this shit. I used to skip it on and put on Blue Clues. That's a side note. Hey, hold up. Bow. A Fan Theory by Alice Blank. Part 1. Jingle Keys.
It's possible I went a little too far with this video. Teletubbies is essentially just jingly keys to distract babies. It's not like Blue's Clues or Magic School Bus where there is some semblance of a plot or conflict. Teletubbies is just kind of nothing. There is no substance to this show, which is understandable because it was made for literally 1-year-old babies.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
I will now try and describe the plot of this show. Teletubbies are these weird-looking alien baby things that live in a bunker in Teletubby land, and they just kind of walk around doing nothing until a creepy speaker slowly comes out of the ground and tells them what to do.
Low-key. And I'm just gonna put a little side theory right now, y'all. What if the Teletubbies are scientists experiment, and this the scientists talking to the Teletubbies? What if these are actually humans, and they put something into the human to look like Teletubbies? Hey, I might be reaching, but I think what if scientists testing saying like the Teletubbies is cool for people to walk around in? What if there's like actual people, like babies? So why they don't talk? Like they talk a little bit, but they don't talk like that much.
For Tubby bye-bye. Time for Tubby bye-bye.
And
See?
there is also this giant sun baby thing that is constantly watching and laughing at them. And there is also a windmill that sends videos to their stomachs of just some random kids also kind of doing nothing for like 5 minutes.
No, that's cute.
Playing on the beach.
Oh, look
And it
at
is
you,
so
though.
boring and by far the worst part of this show. And then when they're finally done with it, they literally just watch the exact same video again.
Again.
Because all the show is trying to do is just waste time distracting babies with jingly keys for as long as humanly possible. And I have watched so much Teletubbies for this video, and I hate it. Also, there's a vacuum cleaner named Nunu that looks like he's constantly in pain.
Yeah, they said low-key this was the blue Teletubby, but they transferred him to like a vacuum cleaner.
Nunu is my favorite character because I can relate to him. And look, I get it. This is a baby show, I am not the target audience, and hopefully neither are the people watching this video. There is clearly no actual lore or world building here for me to discuss. 9 years ago, I even made another parody video of dark, edgy Teletubby theories.
Now why don't we watch a little bit of Teletubbies and see what we find? We see the show using overstimulating vibrant colors to mimic the psychedelic effects of LSD.
You know, that was just me making fun of losers who genuinely try to analyze this baby stuff. Anyways, here's my genuine analysis of Teletubbies. Despite everything I have just said, I do believe that there is a way to make sense of every weird random detail in this show. And it starts by asking a very simple question. Where is Teletubby Land?
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
It looks like Earth with the nature and rabbits, but we never actually see any humans. For all we know, this could be some distant alien planet or magical alternate dimension. But we know Teletubbies do have some kind of connection to humanity. The weird speakers are constantly telling them to do human things, and they
like I say, I think this low-key gotta be scientists, because ain't no way they have all this perfect. So this is inside a lab. What if they whole time this is a green screen and they got mountains and stuff like that, and they don't know this is a green screen because it's like in the system they just took. They thinking, oh, they in a wonderful land. The whole time they in the lab, and it's just like boulders that shaped like rocks. Could be like that though. It could be.
Constantly being sent
Let's
videos
listen.
of human children in the real world.
Hi, I'm Romy. Let's make some bagels.
And I feel like the intro at the start of every episode does imply that Teletubby Land is on Earth somewhere.
Over the hills and far away.
Over the hills and far away. They are telling us where the show takes place in relation to us, the viewer. And to get there, we need to go over the hills that are in our way, as opposed to like going through space or a magical portal. Meaning Teletubby Land is likely on Earth. But this doesn't make sense, because Teletubby Land has a weird sentient baby-face sun, but in the human videos, we can see that they just have a regular normal sun with no face. So if they're both supposed to be on Earth, then why is the sun different? Well, maybe it's not a question of where Teletubby Land is, but when. What if Teletubbies takes place on Earth in the future sometime after the normal sun somehow grew a baby face? And if that sounds far-fetched, then take a closer look at these human videos. Now, in most kids' educational shows, these types of segments are like Blue's Clues, where Steve gets sent mail from children who are fans of the show and say, "Hi Steve, I love Blue's Clues!"
Look, it's a letter from our friends.
Hi, Steve. Let's go see my classroom.
But in all 485 episodes of both the original and 2015 revival of Teletubbies, not once do the children ever acknowledge the fact that these videos are being sent to Teletubbies.
Hello, my name's Daniel. Hello, I'm Stephanie.
They never even say the word Teletubby, which feels like a very weird, deliberate choice. For all intents and purposes, these are just random videos of humanity that could have been made long before Teletubbies ever even existed. And this all gets a lot more interesting when we take a look at the most recent Netflix.
Man, they on Netflix? Ain't no way they on the Netflix, man. They on the Netflix?
Teletubbies reboot from 2022.
Okay.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Time for Teletubbies.
You know what's crazy though? Why we never had a blue Teletubby? We had a purple, red, like green and yellow. Why we don't got an orange or a blue Teletubby? And it feel like you could put two more characters right here. Like 1 and 2. I don't know. It feel like they didn't want to put 6, you know? Or they just wanted to do 4.
This reboot makes a couple very interesting changes to the show. One of them being to the human video segments.
Oh, Dipsy. Hi. Hi there.
Oh, who is that?
Hi, everyone.
Instead of just a couple
Who was that? That was Gracie Corners? Wait, who is that? I need to know. Somebody tell me that. Who is that lady? That random lady. They had all them kids. They gotta be Gracie Corners. Ain't no way. Ain't no way Gracie Corners setting up with Teletubbies.
Couple random kids out in the world, these videos now take place
inside
of a single recurring location with a woman named Julia who sings a song with a group of different children.
Julia. Like King Julian or King Julia?
Children every episode.
On a rocket, a super fast rocket, then run and touch a star.
And what's immediately different about these videos is that for the first time ever in the 27 years of this show airing, there actually is a direct acknowledgement of Teletubbies from a human being. Julia's shirt clearly shows the 4 Teletubby heads, meaning these videos in particular are not from the past. They are being made explicitly for Teletubbies to watch, and the humans in these videos exist at the same time as the show, which obviously begs the question, what does the sun look like for these humans? Well, here's the strange thing about these new videos. We never get to see the sun. In fact, the kids in these videos never actually go outside, which is very strange when you compare that to the years worth of previous human videos that are almost always outside. There does seem to be windows, but unlike the windows we see in previous videos or even in Teletubby Land, these are weirdly opaque, never actually showing us the outside world. The best we get is this obviously fake depiction of the sky on the ceiling. For some reason, these videos feel completely cut off from the outside world. So, unfortunately, there's no way for us to tell what kind of sun these humans have. Except, if you look closely, you can almost always see drawings of the sun in the background, but with a smiling face, just like the baby sun.
Man, hold on, man. Oh, I'm about to say I couldn't tell for that little split moment. That's who this nigga is. That's little Jumbo. What up, little Jumbo?
In Teletubby Land. I think it's very likely that these humans do exist in a world with Teletubbies and a baby son. But why are only these videos like this? And why do they feel so disconnected from the outside? Where are these people? Hang on a second. What if over the hills doesn't mean Teletubby Land is behind hills? What if Teletubby Land is literally over the hills, as in on top of them, and this room is somewhere deep underground, completely cut off from the outside world? And if that seems too far-fetched, remember where the speakers come from.
Oh!
Time for Tubby Bye-Bye. Time for Tubby Bye-Bye.
They come from underground. The speakers with a human adult voice telling the Teletubbies what to do come from the same place where an adult woman wearing a Teletubby uniform makes videos. In the future world of Teletubbies, humanity lives underground. But why? Well, once again, I think this all has to do with the sun.
Low-key, hold on, let's pause before you get to the part 2 with it. Low-key, what if the end of the world do turn out to be like a Teletubby? Let's talk about this little few minutes real quick. It ain't gonna be that long with y'all niggas. What if, low-key, the end of the world, we see Teletubbies, and one of us just be to say, wow. And then they make the world on top of, like, what if we was in the globe? Like, you know how a regular show, they had a globe on top of the thing, but what if they made the globe that, like, it looked like we not in the globe the whole time? It looked like nothing but the blue skies. Like, they look like good. What if Teletubbies on top of us the whole time, and one of us go up there, like, on some curious stuff, and we just see a Teletubby? What do you think a Teletubby would do to us if that happened in real life? Okay, I think y'all probably be scared of the Teletubby. Me? I'd be like probably freaked out, passed out. Probably, I don't even know. The sun woke up.
Imagine a world where everything is normal. You go to work, walk your dog, watch YouTube videos, but then, one day, suddenly, without any warning or explanation, the sun wakes up. You realize that the giant ball of gas in the sky that gave humanity life was actually a cosmic sentient being all along. But it's not some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity. It's just a... It's not some unknowable Lovecraftian Cthulhu entity.
That Kraken. I'm not messing with Kraken under the sea. I don't know if that stuff real or not, but hey.
But it's not some unknowable...
That's why I say I'd rather be stranded in the ocean. Look, what if we see this in space? This low-key look like space.
Lovecraftian Cthulhu.
And downside of going to the deep, what if you see this as Kraken? Now he's toast. He's dead. I'm not gonna hold you. Ain't no way. That's why I don't fuck with the ocean too. Y'all would never catch me on a cruise unless we going to a safe 100% cruise and we got good people know how to drive, know how to ride it, and know how we got good captains on the boat. As long as we don't end up like the Titanics, hey, you know, like, I don't know, bro.
Entity. It's just a baby. Okay, that's disturbing, but so what? Well, Our sun is already extremely volatile, constantly exploding and erupting with unstable solar flares that can release dangerous radiation towards Earth. Scientists even believe that we could be hit with a solar superstorm one day that could be devastating to human infrastructure. Now, imagine if all of that power was given to an unpredictable, moody baby. A baby that we know is very interested in watching and reacting to the denizens of Earth. In fact, we could even see that when the baby sun gets a little too excited, the brightness of the sun suddenly increases.
Oh!
So, when this baby first wakes up and opens its eyes and looks down at the people of Earth, what would it see?
Alright now. Okay, Alice Blaine. Alright. You ain't had to put all that other stuff. Hey, I ain't never seen nobody got mugged early this morning. Nah, son. You mugging somebody early this morning or fighting somebody early this morning, you must have been wanting to fight this person for a little minute. Ain't no way.
That baby would immediately throw a massive tantrum. So if humanity went underground after this baby showed up, then I think it's because this baby had some kind of catastrophic effect on the Earth, making the surface completely uninhabitable for humans. And if you don't believe me yet, remember those drawings of a smiling sun we kept seeing in the new videos? Well, there actually is just a single episode of the reboot that shows a drawing of a sun without a face. But what's interesting is that it also shows people and a car and maybe even a police officer below the sun. Unlike the drawings with the smiling sun that only ever show grass and flowers and no signs of humanity, just like Teletubby Land. These drawings are telling us that when the smiling baby sun came out, humanity disappeared. Yes, I believe that Teletubbies is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity was forced underground because the baby sun woke up. But then, what exactly are these weird creatures we see on the surface? Well, even if humanity could survive underground forever, the sentient baby sun is still up there. If they're ever gonna reclaim the surface world, or even just prevent an even bigger world-destroying tantrum, they need to address this problem. So, how do you appease an unpredictable, moody baby with unlimited power? You jingle keys in front of them. The humans created...
I know, ain't no way I'm jingling some keys at some... Yo, wait. That's pink? And that's dark blue. And that could be orange. And that could be black. That could be black.
Teletubbies, 4 creatures that could withstand the dangers of the sun, and sent them to the uninhabitable surface to keep the baby sun entertained and calm for as long as possible. Teletubbies literally is jingly keys for a baby. Every episode starts and ends with this baby. They are constantly cutting back to the sun's reaction every time the Teletubbies do something.
But that's the thing about it. The baby should already end up being grown up at this point now. He should be like older now, like an old ass man. But that Teletubby been going on since I was a little dude. So that baby should at least be smart, like little now. That's just me though.
Because the sun is the intended audience for this show. It's why everything the Teletubbies do is so heavily controlled by unseen humans.
Poe showed Lala the tutor.
Show Lala. Show Lala.
This dumb baby show is actually a very...
But wait, so the Teletubbies know they being watched, and they know they gotta help this baby so nothing can happen on Earth. So are these like basically test soldiers and they just have to put them syrup so they could turn to Teletubbies and stuff like that? What could it be?
High-stakes operation to protect what little remains of humanity. And if you still don't believe me, then let me ask you this. What are Teletubbies? They're weird...
Can we just get to the point? I'll explain. Like, I was just saying, like, is they people that got a needle, they put needles in them, and these, like, test subjects? Or these, like, soldiers that actually have to work, or these people, or these 9-to-5 workers? What is these Teletubby is? They can't just be aliens and they just want to stand on the land and all that. And, you know, they on top of us, we at the bottom. Nah, it can't be like that. Because if Teletubbies, I just spit on my screen. Damn, I shouldn't ask that bitch. I ain't lying to you. If Teletubbies are actually aliens, and we did somehow in some way, and the planet got stuck in space. We already stuck in space, but people got stuck in space. What planet would be the Teletubbies then? As we speaking. What planet would be the Teletubbies? Think about it. What planet would be the Teletubbies? If they is aliens, as we speaking. I'm just putting that down on the line. If they is, what planet would they be? But let's
baby things that seem to have technology integrated into their bodies. But let's ask the creators of this show, what was the initial idea behind Teletubbies?
We decided we'd go to the Smithsonian and we saw the actual spacesuits of men who not that long ago walked on the moon. You know, isn't it amazing? There's all this technology and you look at them and they just look like babies with nappies on toddling about.
And they were basically NASA spacemen. They were very easily surprised by things and fell over all the time, and when they were worried about things, they hugged each other.
They were based on astronauts, aka people sent by humanity in technological suits designed to withstand inhospitable...
Oh, nah. Man, you can't tell me that's no astronaut. Man, let's take a little side quest real quick. Let's talk a little quick. Ain't no way you telling me they astronauts the whole time. And everything they going on. So you telling me these niggas ain't got no brains? So we just gonna put anybody in astronaut. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and put iShow, Speed, Mr. Beast, and Kaiser and GQ, and put all the famous YouTubers who got money and send them to space right now as we speak. Cause ain't no fucking way, bro. Like, that had to be the most funniest thing. But I'm gonna listen out though.
Environments. Once you compare moon landing footage to Teletubbies, you can never unsee it.
Over the hills and far away, Teletubbies come to play.
Tinky Winky, Hinky Winky, Dipsy, La La, La La, Po, Teletubbies, Teletubbies, say hello.
So wait, if they are Teletubbies, right? Astronauts are Teletubbies. Then when they transfer inside the Teletubby suit, then when they start changing the colors, when they start turning blue, red, and all that.
And this is only the tip of the iceberg. Once you start viewing the show through this lens, everything that once seemed like weird, pointless nonsense suddenly takes on a whole new meaning. The Teletubbies live in a bunker-type structure beneath a hill, a shelter designed specifically to survive a harsh environment. The Teletubbies are surrounded by advanced technology that obviously these dumb baby creatures didn't make. The technology was made by humans to take care of and control their creations. The windmill obviously functions as some kind of signal tower to receive videos from the underground humans. But it also works as a form of renewable energy in this world without any functioning human infrastructure. Teletubby Land itself is covered in plants, the only form of life that would be able to adapt and thrive in harsh sunlight. The Teletubby shelter has been completely covered in grass, and we see flowers suddenly popping up all the time.
It was a really big flower.
Clearly, plants are thriving in this new sun baby world. Okay, but what about the rabbits? Why are they the...
Yeah, I'm about to say, what about the rabbits? Because that's the only thing I see. I ain't see no other animal. We ain't see no raccoon. I ain't see no birds. I ain't see no freaking squirrels. I ain't see no freaking bugs. I ain't see no type of animals. Possums, dogs, cats. Like,
only animal we see on the surface.
That's
It's
what I'm
not like
saying.
rabbits are especially resilient to sunlight. Well, what are rabbits known for? Firstly, they are extremely fast breeders. They would be the perfect species to send to the surface to quickly repopulate the Earth's ecosystem. In fact, they are such fast breeders that apparently the crew filming the show kept having to pause the shoot because the rabbits kept having sex in the background. And secondly, rabbits are also commonly used by humans for laboratory testing and genetic modification. So maybe, much like the Teletubbies, these rabbits were genetically modified by humans to survive the surface world. This theory wraps up a lot of loose ends about the original show. But once again, the 2022 Netflix Teletubbies reboot has some very interesting differences. And this is where things get a little more disturbing.
oh! Nah, I did. Yeah, this point, chill out.
So the new Teletubbies reboot has 3 very interesting changes. First, as I've already explained, the human videos are now with Julia in a post-Teletubby world. They no longer just show old random videos of humanity. Suddenly, everything is now custom-made for the Teletubbies. Second, there are now Teletubbies in the bunker.
Man, hold up, Sam. We already knew how this goes, Sam. My nigga Yellow was hitting up the red, and the purple was hitting up the green. You could have told me the red and green are females, man. These are they kids, man. Man, get this stuff out of my face. Man, oh, that's their cousins. Like, I don't know.
These horrifying CGI monstrosities are new baby Teletubbies that just exist now with no explanation. And finally, the strangest change of all. Every episode, the baby son has a completely new face.
What? Oh. I mean, that's first. Oh, God, who's that?
Why? What does this mean? All of these changes are so sudden and random, and none of them really fit into my theory.
Imagine seeing that as a grown man and tell your kid, yeah, Dad, yeah. Yeah, I used to be on Teletubby. I was one of the kids in the face. Look at me right there. Dad, you an ugly dude. Man, stop playing with me.
You guys don't understand. I have watched hours and hours of this extremely boring baby show to try and make sense of this, and I almost gave up. But then, I finally found a single episode of Teletubbies that changed my entire view of this universe. Episode 56 of the 2015 revival called Twinkle Twinkle. In this single episode, for the first and only time in the over 500 episodes of Teletubby canon, it becomes night, and we watch the Teletubbies leave their bunker and look up at the night sky.
Tinky Winky saw a star.
Tinky Winky star!
The star was making music.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Alright, cut it out.
Tinky Winky discovers a star that is singing to him, and for me, this implies 3 things. First, there are other sentient stars out there. It's not just our sun. For all we know, all stars in this universe could actually be sentient. And second, the star has an adult voice. So this is likely what our baby sun will one day grow into. And finally, the most unsettling implication here is that other stars have begun to notice the Teletubbies. And suddenly, the 2022 reboot makes a lot more sense. Humanity's plan to use Teletubbies to entertain the cosmic horror baby sun worked. But it worked a little too well. Because now, they've started attracting other baby suns.
Oh!
This is a whole new problem for humanity, and 4 Teletubbies is not enough to appease all of these sun babies, which is why they've suddenly begun to create more. Suddenly, just watching old videos of humanity isn't enough. The humans below the earth have to custom make higher quality videos with more children to keep the babies entertained. Humans are so desperate to meet the demands of all of these new sun babies that they are willing to do anything to appease them.
Just wait till you hear me say the words blast off, then run and touch a star.
Wait a second. Why would they be teaching children to touch the stars?
Then run and touch a star.
Wouldn't that be like the last thing they'd want to tell children to do? The whole reason they're down here is because of how dangerous stars are, right? Unless they're preparing these children to go to the surface? Wait, are these kids the Teletubbies? Is this where Teletubbies come from?
Did I just say, I said that in the beginning of the video. I said that in the beginning of the video. They got to be putting something into these kids. They needle. There ain't no way these just aliens astronauts. So take that back. Part 2, take that back. Take that back. These are humans.
They've been human children the whole time? No!
So yeah, that is my theory. Teletubbies is actually a post-apocalypse where humans live underground and are turning children into Teletubbies and sending them to the surface to entertain giant sun baby gods. Is that good? Is that what you wanted?
Duh, man, like that could have been no possible anyway. That's it. That's it. That was it in general. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow all social media. They pop on screen. We're on the road to 500, and I'm out.